timeout.
I'm here with actor Gregg. Thanks a lot for coming to the Wall Street Journal.
Thank you, Christopher.
Of course, you're the star of a lot of different movies, including Iron Man, Iron Man 2, Thor, and now you're featured in the upcoming movie, The Avengers.
I would have to hear you say that to really believe it. It's the first time I really thought, God, that might actually be true.
And of course, fans know you as Agent Phil Coulson.
Yes.
He's a representative of this secret organization that helps bring the Avengers, all these superheroes, together. Is it strange being in a movie where everybody else has superpowers and you're an agent trying to hold all these kind of divas together? What is that like?
It's really well put. You're right. He's a little bit, his job is kind of like he's the guy backstage at Madison Square Garden before the big super concert, and he's got to make sure, Iron Man has red M&Ms. But I love being the guy. Sure, there's some days I look around and go, wow, I want the hammer that flies. But what's really cool about Joss Whedon's script is that the people who don't have superpowers, they get to kind of be the avatar for the audience. And certainly Agent Coulson is kind of the pretty ordinary guy in the midst of all these supermen and women. And that's kind of what's fun about him. He gets to kind of make fun of them from time to time. And in this case, he's the one who knows them all. So when it's time to bring them all together for the Avengers, I get to go kind of round them up.
Now, some of the characters in this film undergo some life changes. We're not going to have any spoilers here.
Good.
But, how difficult is it to keep some of those details to yourself, on the set, and not let them escape instead of ruin the movie for fans who want to be surprised?
I think it's hard for everybody because, you get a real relationship in these movies with the fans. I go to Comic-Con and you really interact, and the fans have really embraced Agent Coulson, and I think it's one of the reasons he's still around is that they made it clear that they really supported this guy. And at the same time, I'm one of them. And the idea of ruining anybody else's enjoyment of the Avengers or any one of these movies by leaking out some of the top secret stuff. Plus, I'm a character actor. We're always a little expendable. I don't want to take my chances.
Apparently I'm, volatile, self-obsessed, and don't play well with others.
Now, the Avengers had a huge opening internationally, took over $178 million. Are you surprised by the reaction around the world to these characters, some of which are very, very American? I mean, Captain America, you can't get more American than that.
No, I know.
And yet the world seems to want to learn more about them.
Absolutely. It's certainly, people have ambivalent feelings in some places about America, but in terms of the world tour we've been doing, they don't seem to have such ambivalent feelings about the Avengers. And I'm not surprised because Joss Whedon's script, from the minute I read it, I thought, oh, he gets it. The movies have kind of been a chain letter with a different writer-director coming on at different times and taking these characters and this story another step forward, but he really seems to have figured out, how to ground it and make the kind of concept of heroism in the modern age, these kind of more complex characters, very flawed, and to make it really funny. And at the same time, I think what really has people responding is the technology. They're able to take stuff that you could really only see in the comic books and put it on a screen in a way that feels absolutely real. And specifically the Hulk is a really beloved character, this kind of, the primal id brought to life. And I think for the first time, he's absolutely one of the Avengers. He might be the funniest Avenger.
Now, will we ever get sick of superhero movies? I mean, guys running around in tights, bringing down buildings, fighting alien invasions. I mean, every summer brings a superhero movie, but will we ever tire of it, or what is it about these kinds of films that keeps bringing in audiences?
I wonder the same thing, because like I said, I read these comics, and there certainly feels like there's times when they're more prominent. And I think it really has to do with when somebody finds a way to make them be really current and really kind of feel evolved to this moment. I mean, this story kind of culminates in a real showdown with a really nasty bunch of aliens who, for some reason, like everybody else, seem to want to mess with New York. So here we are in New York. You can't see a movie about people, fighting in New York with the buildings going down, and not have it mean something now. So, I think it's appropriate that they, that kind of heroism is examined here, and that you see in some scenes the Avengers kind of fighting shoulder to shoulder with first responders, NYPD and such. And as long as they're witty and serving a kind of pop culture version of the same thing we've been looking at since the ancient Greeks, I think they'll still have a place.